Only just a couple of hours ago, Hypixel Skyblock released a PSA/changelog officially announcing that they are going to be nerfing the best money-making method in the game as of right now by half. This money-making method was extremely overpowered before, making well over 50 million coins an hour, and the majority of that was backed up by NPC. For context, the money-making method I'm going to be talking about today was Gemstone Farming. Gemstones were added along with the Crystal Hollows update, and their main purpose is to be added into armor and weapons to just literally give them better stats. Overall, this was a fairly good ability, but the best part about gemstones was how much they sold to NPC for, with a rough gemstone selling to NPC for 8 coins each. This doesn't sound like a lot, but people were able to grind millions and millions of gemstones per hour, making it so to NPC, people were making a ridiculous amount of money with max gear at around 50 million coins per hour. This was by far the best money-making method in the game. Some people even quoted making upwards of 50 million coins an hour, saying during the mining event, for example, make around the marks of 80 million coins per hour. Even though this is a ton of money, it actually would not be bad for the economy so long as people on the bazaar bought enough gems to justify it. Unfortunately, the bazaar did not carry this money-making method, and a lot of the times the NPC prices for gems were actually better than what was seen on bazaar. This meant a lot of people were selling their millions and millions of coins in gems to NPC. And the biggest issue with people getting millions and millions of coins from NPC is that it causes a massive amount of inflation in the economy. Since so much of this money-making method was relying on NPC prices, Hypixel decided to release an official changelog stating that they'll be nerfing rough gems prices from 8 coins all the way down to 4 coins by the middle of next week. With this came a massive hit to the money-making method from people making upwards of 50 million coins per hour, with now the money-making method only making around upwards of 25 million coins per hour. Keep in mind, 25 million coins per hour is still one of the best money-making methods in the game, but this still hurts to a lot of people who are grinding powder to do this method and lost a ridiculous amount of their net worth because they invested in maxed out Devon's gear. And because of this whole situation, Devon's gear and gemstone drills are about half as much as they were just yesterday. With that being the biggest change, there's still a bunch of other changes that they made with this update. For example, not only did they change the NPC price of rough gemstones, but they also changed the NPC price of flawed, fine, flawless, and perfect gemstones as well, actually making the NPC prices for both flawed and perfect gemstones higher than they are now. Overall, this is a very weird change because of the nerf that they did to flawed and rough gemstones, but overall, the price of rough gemstones to NPC was the big determining factor for why all the other gems were expensive on Bazaar, meaning that even though the NPC price is getting raised for some of the higher rarity gems is kind of weird, it's overall not really going to be making this change any better. The next thing they added to the changelog was that every single time you pull a gem out of a piece of armor or weapon now, it's going to cost a fee. For example, if you have a perfect gemstone inside your Devon's armor, if at any point you wanted to take that gem out, it's going to now cost 500,000 coins to pull that gem out. This applies to a lesser cost to all the other gems as well, and I'm going to put a screenshot up on the screen right now so you can see how it applies. If you have any gems that you want to get rid of to save the most money, you should pull them out before this update goes live. They're also going to be making it so the Jade World, which gives you the Jaded Reforge on armor, is going to be significantly easier to get, making the price for that likely drop after the update comes out, and made it so gemstone mixtures, instead of costing 500 sludge, only cost about 320 sludge. Sludges were a super easy money-making method that made a ton of money, so this makes a ton of sense. And overall, we'll end up nerfing the price of sludges when the update goes live as well. They also upped the spawn rate of worms and Scatha, making it so Scatha pets will be more common and cheaper on the AH, so it'll be a more viable pet. They gave the Crystal Nucleus better drops and also gave you 800 Heart of the Mountain XP every time you did it, making it so for those of us going for Heart of the Mountain 7, it makes doing those quests a lot more viable for doing so. And lastly, they changed the rarity of the Devon's Drill's base rarity from Mythic to Legendary, which is probably just because this drill was broken before. There's overall a couple small changes. I'm going to link the changelogs in the description, but I thought these were the most important changes for this update. Overall, it's a sad week for many of us who have invested hundreds of millions of coins into gemstone gear, but overall, it's going to make it so more people are going to be able to do this method with Devon's armor going down in price, and not only that, but the amount of money that farming gemstones still makes is still one of the best money-making methods in the game. So for those of us like me who have invested in gems, don't lose hope. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you did end up enjoying this video, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. It helps out so much, more than you think. Plus, subscribing is always free, and you can always unsubscribe later if I start making trash content. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.